Good morning, everyone. So this video is going to go into off the beaten path. I haven't done one in a while. So I had someone kind of like, I don't want to say reach out to me, but make a post as to, what else they could do. They are starting their own little micro business. So they're doing it how I did when I started off. You do it as an individual and you hope you grow. The problem with what she's doing is she's in the t-shirt market and coffee cups and stuff like that, but the market is just oversaturated with that. So that's reason why Cricut, with their latest printers and attachments and some other things, have just oversaturated the market. Anyone can make a t-shirt now. So that's where one of the problems is your market is oversaturated. So I gave her some ideas to try. I don't know if they will work. Instead of trying to going after the general public, because everyone's doing that, try going after small businesses or nonprofit organizations who do fundraisers and need t-shirts. Try using it as an employee perk for a business. Company picnics. Since COVID is pretty much past, we might go back to seeing company picnics. And so that might be a good way to, get established in that way. It's going to be a long, hard, tough road, especially in that market because of so many people are doing it. The other thing is something I've talked about before is you need dedication to the cause. If you're going to turn your hobby into a business, it's going to be tough. It's a 3 to 5 year dedicated project. And you may have to seek other employment while you're doing it. Nothing wrong with that. I did that in the beginning. I had to do a part-time job here and there to make sure I could pay the bills. But yeah, it takes a good long time to establish a business, especially in a market that is saturated. So yeah, give that a shot. Try marketing to small businesses, attorneys' offices, doctors' offices. Little League has already started, so you probably missed out on the Little League stuff, but you've got other, kids' sports that are starting up that you might be able to get into: softball, baseball, t-ball, stuff like that. You're going to have to really watch your competitors and their prices, because you're going to have to be competitive or even slightly lower. Even 25 cents sometimes makes a difference. So yeah, look at that too. And then you've got the big companies that are out there, like what's the company we have used? I can't remember, but we used to get our coffee cups from Vistaprint. We used to get our business cards and our coffee cups from them. And it's a great service. It's a good price. That's also something you can maybe do too, is partner up with a bigger company, because I think Vistaprint is not an individual company. I think it's a collaboration of various printers around the world who can do special, certain tasks. For example, when we used to order business cards from them and get a box of 100 or 500 from them, it said it was packaged and printed by Vistaprint, but I'm sure it came from someplace like Staples or some other printing company that was capable of doing it, and then Vistaprint paid them for that. So that's an option too. So yeah, getting started in a business, especially coming out of a pandemic, people are out there spending money, but they're still a little bit slow on it right now. So be aware of that. Like I said, so if you're going to start this off, if you're going to do it as a hobby, that's one thing. But if you're going to try and do this as a living or to make money off of it, take a year and see if you can get it going. And then once you've got, a little bit of a cash flow from it, not necessarily consistent orders, but enough that I don't want to say it's self-supporting, but kind of close, maybe 50%. Then definitely go get your vendor's license, go get your state certifications, go get your tax identification from the IRS, and make a run for it. I probably expect to see, it'll probably take 2, 3, 4 years before this happens, but like I said, when Cricket came out and all the other people came out with their t-shirt makers and their coffee cup makers, everyone just bought it up because they all thought they were going to make $1 million off of it, and I think a lot of people are realizing no. So because the market is just so saturated with that type of a business. So yeah, if you're going to do it, maybe find a niche or a specialty, or zero in on a particular base of clients. I think going after the public is probably not a good idea in this particular setting. Back up my documents. That's funny. This is my virtual machine. Anyways, yeah, I don't think going after the public in that type of a business is probably the wisest idea. I mean, make it available. If someone wants to send you a message on Facebook or text message, say, hey, can you make me a t-shirt? Take it, obviously. But yeah, I think the better approach is going to be, like I said, your little league, your softball, your t-ball. You're going to get into employee perks for company picnics and stuff like that. That's probably going to be where you're going at. If you are approaching those customers, definitely be prepared. I mean, you could walk in unannounced and leave a brochure, have it professionally printed, show some of your items. In fact, if you want to leave, you're going to have to do promotions to get you going, and that's going to be a loss, I understand, but you can leave a promotion, leave a coffee cup, leave a custom coffee cup for that particular client, leave a custom t-shirt for that particular client. That way they physically have the product in their hand. That does a lot of good in helping you get started. But again, these are just my thoughts and ideas. Like I said, when I started off with Computer Garage, it was one of those things. I got laid off. Finding employment at that time, because I could show you, it was just around about the housing bubble. People were laying off. So I think I started in 2006, but I was doing it more part-time at that point, just to get started. And then, like I said, within the 2 to 3 year mark of that, we had the housing bubble of 2009, where the econ just collapsed. And that really hurt. But yeah, you're going to have to, in that type of a market, and this is really for anyone who is doing that type of work, you're going to have to specialize. You're going to have to target in on a particular type of customer. And your marketing, you're going to do hands-on marketing. You're not going to post it on Marketplace or Facebook or put it on Etsy or eBay, because everyone's doing that. And there are going to be people who do it as a hobby. And so, they might be able to buy, and maybe they have a little bit of a backer in the background, so they could buy a box of t-shirts for $1 a piece or $2 a piece, and then doing the printing on it is another couple of dollars, and then of course the markup. And so they're selling their t-shirts for $7 a piece. You're trying to do it one t-shirt at a time. Of course, you're spending a lot more money because you don't have the backing, or you don't have the capability of buying in bulk, because your cash flow is just not there. You don't have the money to invest to start with. So the other thing is definitely, if you're going after the public market, definitely take advantage of the more know your customer base. CashApp, if you're taking CashApp, because everyone in the younger generation seems to have it. I mean, we have it here for our younger clientele who want to Cash App us as a payment. We accept Cash App here for payment. PayPal, Square, Waves. I've got videos on Waves where they can process credit cards. You're really going to have to take the credit cards. Um, you know, um, that's just, because too many people nowadays don't carry cash with them anymore. I mean, we still get cash payments, but it's all from the older generation, um, my generation and above, um, that pays us in cash or writes a check. Um, Most of the time, in the generation, the tail end of my generation and below, they're paying by card, or they're paying by Vimo, or they're paying by PayPal, or they're using a card because who carries cash anymore? So definitely look into that too. Excuse me. So yeah, just a few ideas there. If you're trying to, get into a market that's oversaturated, you're going to have to home in on a particular class of clients. That's just unfortunately how it is. Give it a few years and you'll see the market back down, but the big ones will still be standing because they survived, obviously. And just be aware, you're going to put years into this. This is not something, anytime you open a business, it's not just, unless you're buying an existing business, anytime you start a new business, it takes years to get off the ground. Like I said, I started in 2006, and I've got a spreadsheet somewhere. I don't know if I have it readily available. Let me pause the video and I'll find out. Alright, so I'm back. I had to find that video real quick, and this is going to show you my numbers, and like I said, my numbers have never been impressive, but I don't do this job to get rich. I do this job because I love what I do. And that's the other thing too, is, the saying is, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Absolutely true. So let me find this spreadsheet for you and pull it over. This is my spreadsheet that I've kept track since I've opened. As you can see, the first year I was in business, $3,200. Ooh, second year in business, $8,200. Ooh, and then I made a big jump, and then the housing market hit. So yeah, your numbers are going to be incredibly low starting off. It's that simple. Now we're getting up to the point that we're averaging good, decent sales every month. But it took years. Look, I started in 2006, and I've got 1 month in here. Look at that, $211.47. Within the first year of opening. So yeah, don't be surprised at that. But it's going to take a lot of dedication. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of thought, on what you need to do. And you will reinvent yourself a couple of times in this process. So, and don't be surprised about that, because every business has to kind of reinvent themselves or redo themselves, because you have to kind of keep yourself fresh. And so we're in the process of doing this 2-year kind of makeover for us also. Of course, my recent bad news for medical health is not going to help that. But yeah, we are in the process of doing that ourselves. So yeah, if you're starting off, especially in a market that's very saturated, target a specific class of clients. You're going to put hours upon hours upon hours into this, and it has to be a job you love doing. Like I said, I've put it out there. This is, if I'm sitting in a hospital bed, because I'm sure in about a couple of months I'm going to have to be surgery, I will have my phone and a laptop with me. I will do remote service calls from my hospital bed, because this is the job I love doing. And so I don't want to say it's that type of dedication you're going to have to put into this in starting a business, but ask anyone who has started a business from the ground floor and made it successful. You will cry, you will be angry, you will be frustrated, but time will make it a go. It's going to take years. There's no two ways around that. Especially in a market when you're completely saturated, and then you've got thousands literally probably in your area who are capable of doing the same thing that you can do. They're doing it as a hobby. They don't have to make a profit. They can, oh, you need t-shirts for your baseball team? $5 a piece. where you're selling them for 7. Yeah, just that's what you're up against. So yeah, target a specific class of customers. Um, be aware of the pricing of your large competition, Vistaprint, or if you've got a local T-shirt printer there, be aware of their capabilities and their pricing. And then, like I said, if you are doing it on Etsy, if you're doing it on Marketplace, scout those prices so you know what everyone else is charging, so you have a ballpark of where you're at. But yeah, you are not going to, it's not going to be easy. It never is. You saw the numbers. My first 3 years, it took me 2.5 years to get a decent amount of sales, and then the economy collapsed on me the following year. So yeah, dedication. If you're going to do this as a business, it's going to be your second priority. Family is always first, but it will be your second priority, and it will have to be the job you love, and you will have to be creative, and you're going to have to throw out some freebies to get some business drawn up. People are cheap. I hate to say that, but it's true. Until you are well established and you can kind of like demand a certain price because you have established yourself and proven to the public that you're worth that price, yeah, you're going to throw out some cheap ones. And there's nothing you can do about that. I think when I started off, I was that's why the 1 month was $211. I had to throw out quite a few freebies. In fact, I still throw out some freebies here and there, or severely discounted ones, simply because, like, if it's a quick 5-minute fix, why am I going to charge you X number of dollars? That's just not fair. So yeah, this is going to be a long, drawn-out process for anyone getting into that market. And like I said, I am far from the expert in that one. But like I said, if you really want to make a go of it, there are your local chamber of commerce, your county chamber of commerce, your small business administrative lead person, which, sometimes they're useful and sometimes they're not, to give you further guidance. Consult, talk to other small business owners. I wouldn't say with those who are direct competition to you, but talk to other small business owners who did it from the ground up. And you would be surprised the I don't want to say horror stories that they're going to tell you, but they're going to tell you some stories. And yeah, you are going to put 3 to 5 years of dedicated, sleepless nights in getting this off the ground. And it's probably, with the market being as saturated as it is, it's probably going to take 3 to 5 years for everyone to start dropping off because they realize they're not making $1 million off of this. So, yeah, that's the only thing I can suggest for you, or anyone that's doing that. Anyone who is starting a business the day after the pandemic is over, and that's a figurative speech. If you're starting off a business right now, it's going to be really, really rough. And I have a lot of sympathy for those businesses who had just really opened, and was ready to go, and then the pandemic come in, and all the state did is shut everyone down. And now they were stuck for, what's it been, almost 18 months now. So yeah, I mean, that just killed the entire econ. So, but it is picking up. The economy is starting to pick back up. We're seeing it in our numbers. So again, if you're starting a business, one, make sure it's something you love doing, because it's going to be something you're going to be doing for a very long time if you're going to make a go at it. Two, if you talk to people who are retired business owners, they've done it for 30, 40 years. I've got one who just retired a couple of years ago. They're still a client. But they retired, they sold their business. So whoever bought it obviously had an established business, buying into an established business. So that kind of helped that person out. But it was funny. I went to set the password for one of their devices, and it was like, I hate flowers. I'm like, aren't you a florist? She goes, after 35 years of doing this, you learn to hate them. So yeah, don't be surprised if you get burnt out. Um, and like I said, if you love your job, or you love what you're doing, burnout takes a long, long time, as opposed to like working retail or working factory. Burnout usually comes within a few years. When you're a small business owner doing what you love doing, burnout will happen. It just might take decades. So yes, starting off, especially in a saturated market, it's going to be absolutely horrible. Definitely utilize all the free software you can. Square, like I said, for processing credit cards. PayPal, if you can use PayPal. Squarespace, get yourself a website. And Squarespace is supposed to be really, really easy to use. So that's, and it does allow for e-commerce, so that's a good thing. And Squarespace, I think, are somehow related, so it might work out better that way. Of course, Square has their own retail store you could build within their site. So, but yeah, jumping into it blind without a plan, you can do it. It can be done. I'm an example. I don't think I wrote my first business plan until like 4 or 5 years after I was already up and running. In fact, I think I had to write a business plan for a small little business loan. The lender wanted, well, what's your plan? Oh, I don't know. I wing it. They didn't like that answer, so they made me write a small little 12-page business plan and marketing research and so on and so forth. Like, really? Okay. But yeah, you're in for a long, hard, tough road, especially, and this is anyone starting off. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. But find your niche, work it. There's going to be a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And that's the only thing I can tell you. But like I said, definitely take advantage of the sites that are available that are free or reasonable, especially if they allow you to process credit card payments, because if you're going to take advantage of a family event or a charity event, they're not going to pay you in cash. They're going to put it on a card, so you need to be able to process credit cards. They might CashApp it if it's a younger generation, but yeah, you definitely need to take cards. And I think Square will let you do that as a sole proprietor. Waves will let you do it as a sole proprietor. Like I said, and yeah, go from there. Just my thoughts. I'm sure everyone else will have their opinions. Put them in the comments below. That's always great. If you found it useful or insightful or a piece of information you didn't realize, or someone else is starting a business and hey, you want to pass that on to them, there's that like, share, and subscribe. Would really appreciate those thumbs up or thumbs down. Sharing the videos really help. Like I said, for my business, it's been helpful. The numbers and views are starting to go up finally. You can find us on Facebook. There's our MeWe account. There's our website. If you need, if you live or work in this service area here, this is our range. And you need your computer fixed, or your business computer fixed, give us a call. Reach out to us and we'll schedule a time to come to you, or schedule a time for you to drop it off, or schedule a time for us to come to your home, because we are still doing this. So yeah, we can do that. Don't forget, Norwalk and Sandusky, there are drop boxes that over there. So if you don't want to come all the way to me, and we just can't get the time to work, drop boxes are available. You just simply go over to, in Norwalk, it's Norwalk Clean Scene. That's the new laundromat at Sandusky. It's Sandusky Clean Scene, directly across from the mall. The hours are kind of limited. Sorry, I had to work with what I had, but drop boxes are available. So you can take your computer there. If it's a tower, I should not need anything but the box. Yeah, if a laptop, I need the power cord. Ask for a drop box, put it in the drop box, fill out the form. If you've got questions, have my phone number there. No one's used them yet, but they are available. So definitely consider that also. So anyways, just my random thoughts for Off the Beaten Path today. Hopefully someone found this useful and inciting. And yeah, it is what it is. If you're going to do it, it's dedication. Dedication, dedication, dedication. Years of dedication. When you have to love what you do. Because if you just doing it to make money, then it's a job and you're going to burn out. So if you think you were going to get rich being a business person, no. So unless you have something really, really good, you're not going to get rich. So just a thought. Anyways, you guys have a great day. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.